All right, y'all. So we back with some more crazy, strange, and weird fishing anomalies. Let's check them out.
There's something strange swimming in the lagoons of City Park. You can see it there. No one knows what it is.
Oh my gosh, it's coming this way.
A rare deep sea fish has only been seen a few times in California and not in a quarter century.
That is nuts. It's 3 eyes.
It was an average fishing day for Debbie Geddes and her husband until Debbie hooked the catch of a lifetime.
Wow, look at this thing. 2 mouths on it. This is crazy.
Two-headed whale.
That's crazy.
Fishing expedition of these fishermen in Mexico turned into the discovery of a lifetime when they noticed a huge body floating in the water. Thinking it was probably some marine animal, they were shocked to find that it was a carcass of conjoined whale calves. The group quickly called...
And look how big it is. Like, I wouldn't even have thought it would last that long as it probably did to get that big. That's crazy.
Experts, and they were also baffled to witness the never-before-seen creature.
Marine biologists say conjoined whales, or Siamese whales, have never been logged before in Mexico.
The calves were conjoined at the midsection with 2 heads, double fins, and 2 tails, meaning they weren't completely separated during embryonic development.
And it was composed of 2 whale calves. It had 2 heads, double fins, 2 tails. The separation was incomplete, and the twins remained together.
Experts decided to bury the carcass to decompose and recover the skeleton later for scientific discoveries. Half fish. During a fishing expedition off Louisiana's shores, excitement turned to shock when the fisherman's massive catch was suddenly attacked by a great white shark.
Pick it up, pick it up. Oh, that's it. Oh! Jaws just destroyed this thing.
A legendary predator fish. With one swift snap, the predator had split the fish in 2, leaving the group in stunned disbelief. You might be thinking, if the fish was half-eaten, how did it take the bait? Well, that's because it was pretty much alive and strong enough to hold its own.
Guys, this fish is still alive, and this thing just got eaten in half.
The fisherman decided to keep the torn fish and turned it into bait for another round to catch the biting giant. And that's not the only time a half-eaten fish was caught. Here's another group of fishermen who have captured something phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a thresher.
It is a thresher. Oh, that's pretty crazy. Whoa, whoa.
I mean, think about it. These creatures are intelligent, highly intelligent. So now they're seeing this and they're starting to remember that, okay, if I see a fish just floating to the top, it's easy for me. This is easy food for me. So now they're going to train themselves to start seeing this stuff. If you ask me, a lot more fishermen are going to encounter this a lot more. I know they already encounter it, but watch they see a spike in it happening. Watch.
Whoa. Once they felt the tug on the line, the battle against the catch lasted for hours, meaning the fish had remarkable strength and resilience. When they finally pulled the catch on the boat, they were shocked to see a massive thresher shark that was partially eaten. Probably attacked by another predator, possibly a cookie cutter shark.
I'm absolutely exhausted, a little bit devastated, but still, this might be the craziest thing I've ever seen on the ocean.
It was the shark's unusual condition and strength that made the fishing experience truly unforgettable. Googly eyes fish.
Wow. We've done Yes.
These fishermen out in the Australian waters were aiming to make a huge catch, and they did. When they felt a strong tug on the line, when they pulled it up, a huge blue-eyed trevally caught from a depth of 1,600 feet surprised them. And what stood out the most about it were its big googly eyes and how they moved. They did look like toy eyes. And that wasn't all. Again, throwing in their line, they were able to catch another huge fish. And this one was a pink lingfish. Faceless fish.
Scientists exploring the deep ocean floor off eastern Australia have made some astonishing finds.
Should have known. Should have known it was Australia. Should have known.
And they've put them on show, including one extraordinary fish that doesn't appear to have a face.
A group of scientists embarked on an exploratory journey to investigate the undiscovered marine life in the deep waters of Australia. And their expedition turned out to be successful when they found an odd creature, the faceless fish lurking in the depths. While we typically rely on our faces for identification, this little one lacked any prominent facial features, leaving everyone dumbfounded. These creatures are called faceless cusk eels, can grow up to 46 centimeters in length, and lie in deep depths ranging from around 13,000 to 16,300 feet deep. With its bulbous head, tiny eyes, and barely there mouth, it resembles a perfect otherworldly being swimming through the ocean's depths.
Almost a half a meter long, this fish with no eyes.
Three-eyed fish.
That is nuts.
This clip, posted back in 2016, got a lot of attention from people online. Here, a group of friends were out fishing in the Gowanus Canal in Brooklyn, New York City, and they caught a fish that stunned them because the fish had 3 eyes. Not only the internet folks were amazed by this.
So note to self, don't eat any fish coming out of that water over there, bruh.
Strange sight, but they suggested that the mutant fish was already predicted by the famous show The Simpsons.
1, 2, 3.
Some also thought it might not be real at all. However, another three-eyed fish was caught in 2011 in Argentina near a nuclear power plant. It's possible that the one caught in Gowanus could also be due to a mutation. People thought that the water might be intoxicated by the nuclear waste which caused the unusual mutation. But let me know, what's your take on this? Suckermouth catfish.
Alligator's probably gonna want to figure out, why are you grunting?
It's like this guy was the star of his own fishing documentary show. He dove into the water and emerged with a large, feisty fish, a suckermouth catfish. It seemed like the fish had made up its mind not to be caught, squirming to break free from the guy's hold. This fish is known not only for its unique appearance, but its diet of wood and its wood-eating shows.
Look at a sucker fish right there.
This man also caught the strange-looking fish using his hands. He dropped deep into the...
When did fish start eating wood? Did I miss something? When did this happen?
The water and easily secured the catch in his tight grasp. See how he proudly showed off his impressive catch?
Hey, look at me.
Grumpy fish face. In December 2020, a fisherman going about their routine day in Krabi, Thailand, were shocked when they caught a unique-looking fish. The man stumbled upon the strange-looking fish in the murky waters near the sea, initially thinking it was just muddy leaves. He was taken aback by its black, pellet-shaped eyes and face looking like an angry man. He separated the deformed fish from the others, placed it in a separate basket, and took it home. He showed off his unusual catch to his friends. The villagers were terrified, seeing the creepy fish, and some even thought it looked like the horror movie character Freddy Krueger. Three-headed frog. Although our videos are related to fish, but I couldn't help but add this staggering sight. You've seen all kinds of anomalous fish, but I can tell you this one takes the cake. No, they're not mating, nor are they artificially joined together. However, these 3 frogs were indeed born permanently connected. Discovered in the wilderness on the outskirts of Winchester, these frogs defied explanation and left everyone from casual observers to wildlife experts utterly puzzled when they were first spotted in 2004. What's even more interesting was that they didn't just have any odd number of heads, but also 6 legs, making them appear as if they were complete frogs with their bodies fused. Experts believe the mutation was probably caused when they didn't separate properly during their developmental stage. Fish.
Yeah, but who's to say that wasn't created in a lab somewhere? You get what I'm saying? We always think, oh, this happened. This was just a freak of nature. This just happened by chance. No, this could have been done in a lab.
Throwing up. A group of fishermen on a trip to Bimini, Bahamas were in for a pretty strange surprise when the fish they caught was in a very unusual situation. It was all good when they got their hands on a northern red snapper, but when they held it up to show the camera, It looked like it was throwing up. And what's that in its mouth? The fish, being a deep-sea creature, suffered from barotrauma when reeled up to the surface. It's a condition in which the air bladder of the fish cannot expel gas fast enough, so the fish end up throwing up their own stomach. Yeah, that thing in its mouth, it's the stomach. Floating oddity. A strange creature washed ashore on a Thailand beach shocked the beachgoers by its weird combination of features: a head resembling a human's, hand like a frog's, and a body that puzzled everyone. Speculations ran wild among locals and online, with some suggesting it was probably a failed scientific experiment, while others believed it could be an elaborate prank or someone's artistic creation. Even with all the guesses, the creature's true identity remained elusive, leaving people fearful of such creatures existing. Bulging eye fish. This fish right here looks like a creation straight from the depths of hell. A Russian fisherman, Roman Petrov, encountered this fish while exploring the Norwegian Sea. He claimed to have encountered various species with unearthly appearances before, but his online post of this devilish-looking fish caused quite a stir. Some people simply found the fish bizarre, while others thought it looked like someone who had undergone a poorly executed cosmetic procedure. Unfortunately, the species of this fish remained unidentified. But let me know.
And a lot of us looking at this fish like, man, I know they better not be trying to feed this to anybody. But then you'll go to somewhere like a sushi restaurant and you'll see maybe a fish that looks just like this on somebody's plate and they tearing it up. Like, I don't know. This just makes me think of something I've seen in a sushi restaurant.
Know what you think of this fish? Cat-faced fish.
It's a cat!
This koi pond seemed to have a very odd-looking resident. Amongst all the other fish, this particular one had the looks of a cat. The fish's huge eyes and a mouth made up for its uncanny resemblance to a cat. Internet speculations went wild, with people saying that the fish was probably a cat in its past life. Someone also said that the resemblance was due to pareidolia, a psychological phenomenon that leads people to see patterns in random objects. Crab swarm. A man on his way to a fishing trip in the ocean saw the strangest thing. On the pier, he found some giant crusty crabs sitting oddly still. And they weren't just one or two, but a bunch of them spread all over the stairs. The guy filming seemed skeptical of the scene, thinking these giant crabs were a prank set up by someone, but they didn't test his theory in case they were real. And they did look weird, all huge and unmoving. Demogorgon. Have you ever wondered if the creatures we could only imagine exist in this world? Like this one? This demonic-looking fish was found by a fisherman in Japan, where it's locally known as Japanese alien fish or devil's pet fish. Many people thought it looked like the baby Demogorgon from a sci-fi series. Its devilish teeth are enough to keep anyone away, but that's not how the Japanese feel about it, as it's a famous culinary delicacy. So, would you like to have a taste of this nightmarish fish? Let me know in the comments.
This joker just fed a fish that's on your plate to eat. You don't see nothing wrong with that? That's not weird. Just think about what I said. He fed a fish that's on your plate to eat. Yeah.
Napoleon fish. This group of fishermen were out in the waters of Madagascar in search of a huge catch, and they did get one. Have a look! Throwing their lines in the water, they got excited over their back-to-back giant catches. And one of the highlights of their remarkable fishing day was the elusive deep-sea dwelling Napoleon fish, a species of Warsaw grouper. After a bit of struggle, they pulled their catch on board and were baffled to see its huge glowing body and blue bulbous mouth. After appreciating the fish for a while, the group decided not to keep it and let it go back into its home. Fish attack.
Damn.
This couple out on a fishing trip were excited to make their first catch. The man cast his line into the water, felt a big pull. He felt something strong was tugging on his line as he struggled to keep a hold of it.
Oh no.
He tried to reel it in, and just when he thought he was winning, a shark on a mission jumped out of the water, took his catch, and the line suddenly went loose. It was like the fish had slipped away. The couple couldn't believe that the clever shark had stolen their fish right off the line. And with that, the couple decided to end their fishing journey for the day.
If you don't learn anything from this video or any of these videos, bro, if you're out there deep sea fishing, please don't prematurely stick your hand in the water to try to grab the fish as it's coming up. You see what could happen. He would have took your arm and hand with it.
Did you see that?
Cornet fish. Now, have a look at what this fisherman got his hands on. A very slim and tall fish. A long snout with a small opening, red spots on its body, and a long filament-like structure at the end of its body. The guy showed off his catch, leaving people to speculate about its identity, and someone finally revealed that it was a cornet fish, known exactly for their long bodies. Catch got caught. A guy's fishing trip unintentionally turned into a tug-of-war with a critter 10 times smaller in size. As he noticed that something had taken the bait, he started pulling the line. He saw that his catch wasn't alone and was followed by a little black river otter. Stuck to the fish, never letting go however hard the guy tried, it ended up in the water, only to jump out and get hold of the fish again. It seemed the otter wasn't ready to say goodbye to its buddy just yet. Mystery beast. This fisherman's fishing net has caught something unusual. Expecting to find fish, when he pulled his net, he couldn't understand what the giant creature was with white and yellow color patterns on its skin. The creature in the fishing net seemed to be a gigantic one and moved slowly. Internet folks thought it might be some aquatic giant stuck in the net. The guy had no idea what he had encountered. If you know, then let me know in the comments. Hungry croc. A group of guys set out for a fishing trip, looking forward to a lot of catches. However, their adventurous outing took a terrifying turn when amidst the calm waters, a hungry crocodile suddenly appeared. The men had just hooked their first catch when they noticed movement in the water heading straight for them. Before they could react, the crocodile lunged toward their boat. Its jaws snapped dangerously close, but the guys successfully pulled the fish away. The
Let me ask y'all a question, because a lot of y'all know and y'all are somewhat experts in this type of stuff. That croc's coming at me and he's coming at the fish. Do I get in trouble if I shoot him? If I shoot at that croc, do I get in any type of trouble? Just asking.
Announced appearance sure sent shivers down his spine. The crocodile stuck around for another chance, but with no hope, it swam away. Fishing frenzy.
Oh yeah.
From a distance, it might look like the boat had been swarmed by a bunch of flies, but in reality, it's the fish. Yes, these Chinese fishermen have hit the jackpot with all these fish surrounding them to be caught. This is actually a special technique used to make the fish jump out so it becomes easier for the fishermen to catch them in their nets. These Chinese men have surely cracked the code to fish a load in one go.
Yeah.
Fangtooth fish. This fish looks like a living, breathing nightmare. The unusually large head with fang-like teeth and demonic eyes. One look at it and you can tell it's up to no good. And let me tell you, it's not afraid to use its fangs. A deep-sea fisherman in Murmansk, Russia, filmed this unusual creature during his exploration trip. It's typically found at depths ranging from 660 feet to 9,800 feet below the surface in the waters of the North and South Atlantic. This discovery showed how little we know about our planet's marine life and what other monsters could be living just below the surface. Alien from depths. A fish that has adapted to resemble certain human traits. Even though it sounds strange, such a species does exist, having characteristics similar to a humanoid nose, lips, and even feet. Fishermen on a Caribbean paradise island were shocked when they reeled in this bizarre creature attached to the hook. Not knowing what they were looking at, the locals began to speculate it might be related to extraterrestrial activity in the town. However, there's a logical explanation for this curious catch.
There's no explanation. Throw it back in the water.
The clip of the creature went viral. Internet users quickly identified it as a red-lipped batfish. These unusual creatures inhabit the waters near the Galapagos Islands and like more walking than swimming, using their fins to move around underwater. Due to its unusual appearance, it's understandable why the locals mistook it for an alien slimy thingy. Looks like these guys have got a very slimy situation at hand. And touching that thing, dripping with slippery slime, I wouldn't be anywhere near it. This slimy creature was captured by 3 Japanese fishermen. And although it might resemble something from a horror film, it's simply a Napoleon fish. The slime coating is crucial for their survival, as it helps lubricate the fish for smoother movement through the water, defends against parasites and diseases, and facilitates the healing of injuries. So while it's natural for these fish to be slimy, it sure makes you a little squeamish. Shocked catch. Now check out this fish that strangely looked like it had human eyes and a mouth. Local fishermen in Thailand couldn't believe their eyes when they caught this incredibly unique looking fish. The fish also had strange patterns on its back. Some people refer to it as the Stargazer fish, a resident of our magnificent oceans. Now, I know it's not from outer space, but its odd features surely made it seem like a being out of this world. Mutant fish. A regular fishing day for this guy became really exciting when he caught a weird fish on his rod. When he pulled in this huge, slow-moving fish, he could tell what it was, and I'm sure neither could you. With strange black and white patterns and odd fins all over its body, the guy was sure he had made a catch of a lifetime. But later he found out that it was a snakehead fish, and it was very rare for it to be caught like this.
I was thinking the back of it kind of looked like a snake, the colors and different things. I was thinking that in my mind, but I was like, why? Just for it to be called that. I mean, apparently whoever named it was thinking the same thing. That's crazy.
In the freshwater areas of Africa and Asia, where it usually lives. Mutant parent cichlid.
He's ridiculous!
Look at the head on this sucker. You don't know what he's thinking about.
We've been here for 2 minutes.
A fishing group out in the river looking for a parrot cichlid, and they knowingly caught something extraordinary. The little orange fish was sporting a huge bump on its head. It almost looked as if its brain was protruding. For anyone wondering, that's how a normal cichlid is supposed to look like.
It's a female!
So we have a giant male and a giant female right now.
The guys, thrilled by their unusual catch, decided to take the fish with them. Here's another strange-looking cichlid found in this guy's pool. With its eyes protruding from its head, the guy couldn't understand what happened to it.
He just got absolutely crushed. He got his head crushed.
While the cichlid seemed to be swimming and behaving normally, its appearance told a different story. It appeared to have been through an ordeal, possibly attacked by a red-tailed catfish, resulting in its head being bitten and its eyes bulging out.
Oh my gosh, this is so horrible. You see that?
Unidentified fish. Every once in a while, an absolutely strange catch is captured that leaves everyone scratching their heads trying to figure out what it is. A similar catch was pulled by a fisherman in central Russia when his bait worms attracted this odd fish. As he pulled it in, he was shocked by its far from normal appearance. It was unlike anything he or anyone else had ever seen before. When experts examined the fish, some suggested it might be a mutated form of the Chinese sleeper fish, while others disagreed, saying it could be a mutated eel or a species of piranha. However, its true identity remained a mystery. Pale alien fish. The mysteries of unexplored marine life never fail to amaze us. You never know what creatures might be lurking beneath the depths, and sometimes they even leave experts in awe. Here's such an occurrence where a fisherman cast his net into the water to catch a usual fish, but when he pulled the net back, something caught his attention. Amongst all the fish, one stood out the most. With its large mouth and a body resembling a blend of an eel and a fish, internet folks entered with their speculations. Some said it was an alien fish, while others thought it might be a hybrid or a rare mutation.
It is an alien fish. It's what fish look like on other planets. That's what that fish is, from another planet, and we're seeing what their fish, in comparison to ours, look like.
But no one was quite sure what the pale alien-like fish was. Scorpion fish.
There's another one.
These guys' bottom fishing expedition was going smoothly until they hooked a fish unlike any other. As soon as it surfaced, they realized how unique it was. A rare species, probably a yellowtail? Maybe an eel? Hold on. Could it be a rockfish? Everyone tried to guess until they reeled it in.
I see color. Looks like yellowtail.
100
yellowtail?
feet.
Oh, it's a grunt. It's an eel. It's a rock. Oh my gosh!
And it wasn't anything they had expected. It turned out to be one of the most venomous sea creatures. Its fins alone were enough to intoxicate a person with just a single touch.
That's gnarly. Look at that right there, okay? Now, those things are full of venom.
How would you even take a chance? That thing could jump and accidentally poke you. You know what I mean? By mistake of it jumping around. I would have cut the line and let that thing go back in the water.
If you step on him, dude, like nothing to eat him.
But don't be fooled by its odd looks, rugged skin, and small size, as this venomous fish shouldn't be handled with bare hands. Bluefish. A group of fishermen were angling in the river in Gaston County, North Carolina, when they were startled by an unusual sight. A fluorescent blue fish swimming through the water. Its vibrant color was so unusual that no one had any idea what the species was. People speculated about its identity, whether it was a mutated form or a completely new species, as its size resembled a carp at 4 feet in length and weighing 30 pounds. Its striking blue hue defied the carp claims. Some even said it might be a rainbow trout with an uncommon genetic variation, although such creatures were very rare. Pigeonfish. In China, an angler was left stumped when he reeled in a fish that didn't look like a fish at all, as it strangely resembled a pigeon. Even though its body looked like a typical fish, it was its head with a pigeon-like shape. As a video of the find circulated online, people started guessing the cause of its unusual appearance, with many suggesting it could be a hybrid species. Some even said it might be an entirely new species of fish. After puzzling the netizens with his catch at first, the guy later found out that it was nothing more than a mutated grass carp. Three-legged monster. People fishing near Coney Island caught a weird sea creature, but they didn't know what it was. So to get answers, they shared a video on TikTok, hoping someone online could help. The video showed a strange fish with scales and a body with 3 legs, squirming on the dock. But here's the surprise, it could live outside of water, which isn't normal for fish. Even after sharing the video online, nobody knew what it was. People guessed it might be a mutated animal or some entirely new creature, but no one was sure. Two-mouthed marvel. What if I told you there's an aquatic creature with 2 mouths? I know you wouldn't believe me, so here, have a look yourself. Looked exactly like a fish but had 2 mouths. The upper one seemed normal, with the ability to open up and shut down, but the lower one was permanently open. And that's not the only time 2 mouths fish was seen. They are turning up in waters all over the world.
Why?
Experts suggested the polluted waters of our rivers could be a reason for the strange abnormality.
Yeah, man. This is a sign. We might have to stop eating fish, y'all. I know. It's going to be hard. Definitely for me. Seafood, period. Everything seafood-wise is going to be hard for me.
Creepy baby shark.
Jadi malam
Local fishermen made a bizarre discovery during their routine activities along the coast of Indonesia on February 21st, 2021. The fishermen departed from Rotenodia for shark fishing, hauled in their net, and among their normal catch, they found this extraordinary baby shark, sporting human-like eyes just below its snout. Is it just me, or does this look like someone sketched this by hand? It was almost as if the famous Baby Shark cartoon character had come to life. While the cause of its unsettling appearance remained unknown, it was likely a result of genetic mutation.
berbentuk manusia.
Giant albino catfish. Setting out on a fishing adventure, this man snagged an incredible catch. Feeling a strong pull on his line, he reeled in whatever creature was at the other end. And when he saw the fish, he was taken aback. It wasn't any typical catfish. It was truly extraordinary. Its bizarre pale complexion meant it was an albino, a rare condition that gave it an otherworldly appearance. Measuring at a whopping 2.4 meters long, that's like he was pulling an 8-foot-tall human. However, these looks came with a drawback. The fish's pale color made it an easy target for predators lurking below. Not wanting to keep the remarkable fish, he decided to release it back into the waters. The nutcracker. This fish has developed some remarkable features resembling a human toothy smile. The paku fish are often confused with piranhas as they look quite similar.
He got teeth look like ours.
Living in the Amazon and the Orinoco basins in South America, pakus are known for their human-like teeth.
Of course. Had to be the Amazon. Now it makes sense why.
Teeth. See how these human-like teeth have a razor-sharp edge to them? If you're wondering why they need such dangerous teeth, well, that's because they primarily consume nuts and fruits, a diet that's very different from their fierce appearance. These large fish can grow up to 3 feet and are more herbivores than predatory. However, there's still one thing to be aware of. These fish have a particular interest in a certain part of the male anatomy. Yes, they're called nutcrackers for a reason. So if you ever come across one, be sure to protect your family jewels from the paku. Reflective fish. These not-so-creepy fish are renowned for their streamlined bodies and their reflective coloring, which help them blend seamlessly into the glistening ocean waters, a clever form of natural camouflage, usually found in the shallow coastal regions of the Atlantic Ocean. But how do these extraordinary fish achieve their reflective appearance? This is made possibly by gainine crystals present in their skin, which not only help in camouflage, but also produce a stunning spectacle when light falls on their bodies. Gator reeled in. If you think fish is the only thing that catches your bait, then let me show you this clip.
Oh boy, that's not a stingray.
This fisherman out in the calm waters felt a strong pull on his fishing line and thought he had caught a stingray. But guess what? It wasn't a stingray at all. It was an alligator. Yes, an alligator was on the other end of his line. Can you imagine how surprised he must have been?
Again, same question as earlier. Do I have the right to shoot him? Somebody let me know.
Surprise, surprise.
The alligator splashed around and eventually went underwater, but it came back as the hook was still stuck. The fisherman was shocked by the surprise, but he couldn't help but laugh at how strange it was. What would you do if the fish you caught turned out to be this huge alligator? Double trouble fish. A fisherman in Houston got an unpleasant surprise when he pulled in his fishing line, and instead of just a fish, he found a snake coiled around the fish, its teeth digging into the fish's body, refusing to let go. Seeing this unexpected sight, he gave up on the idea of having fish for dinner and decided to help the stuck animals. He carefully separated them and released them back into the creek. Devilfish. When asked about dangerous wild animals, creatures like lions and snakes often come to mind. However, the residents of a town in Tomsk, Russia faced a different kind of terror. An aquatic monster known as the wolffish. Even when out of its natural habitat, this fish remained incredibly fierce. With sharp, scary teeth, it wasted no time attacking anyone it encountered in the town. Somehow, the locals managed to capture it. Seeing its ability to open its mouth wide and its terrorizing appearance, it took great courage for these guys to confront it. Personally, I wouldn't dare to come within 20 feet of such a monster. Now it's time for today's open discussion.
I feel like if he bites you, he's gonna turn you into him. You're gonna look like him. He's gonna bite you and you're gonna transform into what he looked like. Nah.
This picture going viral online featured a very odd-looking animal. Is that a seal? Looks like two seals joined together. Well, something very similar was witnessed back in 2013, when a fisherman stumbled upon a surprising sight on Orca's Island. Nestled in the sand was the lifeless body of a harbor seal. The guy quickly called for animal control, who carefully collected the seal's remains to investigate its cause of demise. And the results revealed that the seal was a pregnant female who lost her life struggling to give birth. They also found the skeletal remains of conjoined twins within the mother's womb. The discovery shocked the experts, as it's extremely rare for a marine to have twins, and having conjoined twins was extraordinary. So today, the skeleton of this rare conjoined twin seal is displayed in Burke Museum, USA.